Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. Back out in the shop today. We went and picked up some new tools, so we're going to be assembling some stuff. This here is English wheels kit from Harbor Freight. We also got a couple more things in here that so we got these. They are a hollow punch set, and what these are is you modify them so that you can finish the ends of a bead roll. So I got those. I got the English wheel set, and then I bought the anvils. These come from JEGS. There's the part number for it if anybody's interested, 81517. So this English wheels kit, its part number is 068385 from Harbor Freight. Wheels are from JEGS, or anvils they call them. Harbor Freight no longer sells the anvils for this kit. I looked at several different English wheel kits online. A lot of them do not sell the anvils anymore. I don't know why. Harbor Freight used to have them. These other companies used to have them. I've been looking at them for years. For some odd reason, they don't have them anymore. So I did some research online. Everybody's saying to use the JEGS ones. So JEGS has a whole kit. You can buy the whole kit. You can buy their English wheel stand and kit and all that, and then buy the anvils. I think it's just under $800 shipped. So they say free shipping, but then there's $175 truck freight. So technically it's not free shipping, even though they say it is. But this kit is like $379, and then it's like $180 for the anvils for JEGS. So you know you're a little over, you know, you're just under $600 for this. Buying this from Harbor Freight and the anvils from JEGS instead of getting everything from JEGS for, you know, a little under $800. So you're saving, you know, $150 roughly by doing Harbor Freight and JEGS. So I have this sheep that I've been working on, and we got a couple things coming up here where I'm going to be bead rolling some stuff, and need to be able to pre-shrink the metal before I run it through the bead roller. So that is why we went and purchased an English wheel. So let's get to putting this together. Get you guys plugged in. So, not quite sure where we're going to put this guy yet. I think for now I'm just going to put it together and we'll see how sturdy it is. I know, like my plenishing hammer, it just didn't have enough weight behind it to hold it down, so I had to bolt that down. Bead roller definitely has to be bolted down. But let's see how much weight this has behind it. Worst case scenario, instruction manual. We don't need those. Just kidding, yes we do. So we'll have to, I'll probably just bolt it down in the middle of the floor, and then I'll just drag it out when I need it. So then we'll bolt it down. Definitely got some weight to it. I did do some research online before I purchased this one. And it pretty much seems like, you know, there's a couple companies out there that sell this exact one. And then there's like Woodward Fab, and there's JEGS, and there's Eastwood. And it seems like they're all fairly comparable, except for the price. So this does come with one single lower die, and then the top wheel. But it doesn't come with, I don't know why I keep calling them dies, they're called anvils. But, and then it comes with the large upper wheel. So, and it seems like, from the research that I found out, Harbor Freight's older model that they used to have, it seemed like a lot of people were doing some upgrades to the upper wheel, that it just wasn't strong enough, and the plates that held the upper wheel were bending. So people were having to do upgrades to strengthen that up. And it seems like Harbor Freight corrected that with this new one. It's good and strong. If I can get it out. It's in there. Oh, that thing's heavy. Okay, so anybody who's gonna go up to Harbor Freight and purchase this, just let everybody know, discount coupons do not work on this. They do not allow them, so you do have to pay the full price for this. They had a sale going on this weekend, which I kind of figured that usually they're bigger sale items, bigger equipment, and I'm not saying like bigger sale items, but the big machinery that they sell, you usually can't get discounts on them. So I knew that going up there, but this is one of those items that you do not get a discount. They had 25% off anything in the store. But yeah, big ticket items, they don't allow that. So, and this is what I was talking about with the wheel being better made. So this bracket that's on here, the old model that Harbor Freight had, it was just very thin. It was like 1/8 inch. It's like an 1/8 inch bracket that came down and held the wheel, and it kept bending. So this new one, you know, it looks like it's, you know, it's thicker, you know, 3/8 maybe. It's thicker than 1/4 inch now. So So they fix that. So if you're looking at ones online or something, make sure you're getting the heavier duty setup for the upper wheel. Otherwise you're just going to have issues from what I've researched. So, but let's take a look at the destructions here. And see what's going on. It's hot in here today. I guess this is the first day coming into a week-long heat wave where we're going to be in 3 digits. I'd like to have the shop open and have there's a nice breeze outside. I'd like to have the breeze rolling through. But my neighbors, they have a dog that just sits outside all day long and just barks. And they don't stop it, they just let it be. And I mean, morning, noon, and night, the dog is just outside barking. So that doesn't make for good videos. So I gotta keep the shop closed up so you guys don't hear that. So it looks like the first thing that we're gonna be putting together is the base, which is A, B, and C of these pieces down here. So we'll grab these pieces and some hardware. So it's this piece. There's holes on this side, not on this side, so make sure that these holes are facing towards the front leg. So, of course, they have a parts list in the back. So they have the nuts and bolts numbered so that you know that you're grabbing the right one. But all they have is a description of the part, not a picture. So if you don't know, you know exactly what length this is and what it's called, you're not going to know by reading these instructions. So okay, so I suggest the best way to do that, since you may not know the exact name of what these bolts are called, but they're calling it by its exact name here. And it doesn't look like they have measurements here, so you can't say, okay, we need the 3/4 inch bolt. Well, it doesn't say 3/4 inch bolt in here anywhere. So so what I would suggest is lay them all out, and you have the quantity of them. So you know that there's 8 of them here. It doesn't even show them on here. So they have hex bolt and hex bolt, 4 and 4. Looking at them, they're all identical. So why they have them separated here, I don't know. But that's what I would suggest doing if you're going to do it, is just separate the nut or separate the equipment. You know that there's 4 hex bolts here, there's 4 hex bolts here, so that's the 8 there. You know, they have guide bolt. So you're just going to have to look at how many quantity they gave you of that bolt to know which bolt it is that they're talking about in here. So it looks like we are going to be using 20, 24, 25, 26, 28, 27, 23, 22. So you know, you can go back here and they have it numbered, part number 1 through 36. So we know that 23 and 25 was in there, that's those hex bolts. So you can kind of figure that the short ones are to put the base together. Supposed to put washers behind those. Don't. Okay, so we got the basic base put together. Now I need the upper piece that goes here. Okay. Oh, that's the big boy. I hope we ate our Wheaties today. Okay. Whee! Whew, a little bit of a tight fit there. May have to loosen up some of these bottom bolts. It definitely looks like nothing lines up like you would think it should. Where the heck did that go? Go back and just loosen it up. Loosen up these bolts that I tightened up. That's better. So maybe loosely put it together first before you tighten anything up. Because it doesn't look like fully tight, nothing lines up. Okay. So, next thing on the description is this upper wheel. And this thing is heavy, so make sure you have nuts and washers ready to go. So there is adjustment in this upper wheel. I found that out by researching it. That kind of once you get it put together and you got the bottom wheel in there, you need to adjust this top wheel. It slides back and forth and right and left. So you got to kind of align everything with this bottom wheel once it's in. So I think we're good to tighten the rest up now. So, one thing I did see with researching this, which we'll figure it out once we start using this and get used to it. But it does seem like everybody welds this so it don't move. But like I said, we'll figure that out. Once I see the reason why everybody's welding it, then I'll probably end up welding it myself. So, I know from the research that I said, I guess like, there's something with spinning this and kind of locks it in tight. So you have the thing that spins on the bottom that you can tighten it with, and then you have this thing where you can lock it down and tighten it with this as well. And everybody doesn't like that there's two different spots that you can tighten it at. Most people just like using the bottom, so they weld up this top so that that's eliminated and they just use the bottom for tightening it. Okay, so this is the little crank guy at the bottom. Hey, look at that, it's moving. So like halfway through this moving, there's a high spot in this roller. So I would suggest probably putting some grease on these threads. There is a grease fitting on the side of this thing, so we can grease this shaft up that rolls up and down in here. So let's see if these JEGS wheels fit in here. From the research that I did, they said that some modification may be necessary. So, and it looks to me, let's see, the one that they gave us with the English wheel. Okay, so the ones from JEGS, this pin on each side where it drops down into the machine, I mean, it is so close to dropping in. Looks like you're gonna need to take a file and just file down both edges until these drop in to the machine. So there is an Allen key over here that locks locks this thing in from spinning. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and lock it in. Maybe. Okay, it looks like that little wiggle in there is in this whole unit. I'm sure once you tighten it up that goes away. Let's hope. Like when you tighten it up against the other wheel. You know, once you get a little pressure in there, that kind of goes away. So. And I didn't put that, that's just a little bit of pressure on there. Okay, so last thing is this so this is the last thing. This is the rack to go on the side, which is nice enough for Harbor Freight to actually supply this, even though they don't sell the anvils anymore, because the old one that they had that I told you it came with kind of a cheaper setup up here that everybody had to strengthen, this came with the dies. So you had to buy this with the dies from Harbor Freight. in order to put it on the side of the machine. So they got rid of the dies, but they put this on the side of the machine. So, from researching all the other units online, not all machines come with this. So, you know, if you're gonna buy one that doesn't come with the anvils, dies, anvils, they're called anvils. I don't know why I keep calling them dies, but they're anvils. So if they don't come with the anvils, make sure that it comes with this, because the JEGS kit comes with the anvils but does not come with this. So you may be stuck, depending on what unit you buy, you may be stuck without one of these. So pay attention to what you got going on there. Make sure you put these on the right way. You want these angled up. Okay, so that's it for putting this together. It's all put together. Anvils come from JEGS. Unit comes from Harbor Freight. You save roughly 150 bucks by doing it that way. You can buy a very similar unit from JEGS itself. But by the time you get everything to your house, it's about $150 more. So, money's no object, just buy it from JEGS. But if you want to save 150 bucks, Harbor Freight, JEGS. Like I said, with the JEGS, these little side notches, these little sidebars that drop into the notches here, do need to be filed down just a little bit, not much. Probably hit it with the grinder on each side, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit there with the file. But if you want to stay precise, do it with the file. So, but yeah, that's it. So there's one of the dies that came in the JEGS set that it is so close to being flat. You can look across it and see that it's not perfectly flat. There is a slight little bow to it. But that is the closest one to being flat. Which if you're trying to take a piece of metal that's mangled and make it flat again, you need one of those. From doing research, which I should have grabbed it while I was at Harbor Freight, and I think the wife even said something to me about it, and it just went in one ear and out the other. People are making a complete flat die out of a small caster wheel from Harbor Freight. For this wheel down here, this lower wheel, they're using a caster wheel, a metal, steel, cast iron, whatever it is, caster wheel. And it's completely flat like the top. And there's some cool videos, you can look them up, where they're actually using that like a brake. So you use the two flat wheels, you draw your line across where you want it broke at, where you want to put the bend in, and as you're rolling it through, you pick up on your metal a little or push down on your metal a little, and you just keep running it through, and it will bend that metal where you need it. So If you have a large piece of metal that you need to put a brake in, but you don't have a large brake like me, you know, my brake is only, you know, 36 inches, I think. But if I need to do a piece that's bigger than 36 inches, with putting a caster wheel down here, you can put a brake in a piece of metal. So, pretty cool little thing. I can't remember who it was that I watched do that video, but I'm sure if you YouTube it, I'm sure you guys can find it. So, but that will probably be the changes that I will make to this. I will probably weld this up so that this doesn't move, because it seems like that's what everybody is doing. And then I will be making a caster wheel so that we can make brakes with the English wheel. When that time comes, I'll make a video of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the assembly video of putting this together. Hopefully I didn't talk too much and bore you guys. Hopefully you guys save a few bucks by going the route I did, because I know I saved a few bucks. Catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. I'm back. I guess since I got it put together, let's run a piece of metal through. Okay, this is some thinner metal. I do have, so this machine goes up to 16 gauge sheet metal and 14 soft aluminum and copper. I think this is like 22 or 24, so it's a little on the thinner side, but this is nice new piece of metal. I do have thicker than this, I have thicker than that. So when I go to actually use this on some of the stuff, that the reason that I bought this for, we will be using thicker metal. But let's see what we got here. I should put on some gloves. Woo, okay. This was a flat piece of metal. You can see it put a curve in it, which was, you know, what I'm looking for. I needed to pre-stretch the metal before I run it through the bead roller. So it'll take some practicing and some getting used to. You know, with the slightest movement, you know, it's shooting the metal out the side. You know, it's just got to be something that I got to get used to. So, you know, I've had bead rollers at other shops, but never, you know, this is my first bead roller and my first time really, you know, learning how to use it. So, you know, I've had my hands on them before, but never really got into using them or the reasoning behind using them. So, new experience for me. Now I'm out. Thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'm out. Okay, we're back at this English wheel. I had said something about this plate here. When I ran the piece of metal through, like, the slightest movement, it kept pushing my piece of metal out. Now that may be just because I'm not used to it. But as I was sitting here kind of tightening everything up, making sure everything was good and tight, just kind of going over everything again, I found this set screw here. So as you tighten this thing up, and you get it to where you're on your metal, tighten up this set screw, and it locks this baby in place. So now you don't have to worry about any movement or wobble in this thing. Just make sure you have it centered, tighten it up, and you're good to go. So that takes care of the wobble in here. So just thought I'd point that out. I'm out again. See you guys later.
Oop.